Good evening, everyone. The Philippines had some great news about its money in April 2025. It had extra money called a surplus, and it's a lot. 67.3 billion pesos. The person in charge of money, Finance Secretary Ralph Recto, shared this surprising news. The government collected a huge amount of money, 522.1 billion pesos, and it spent less, only 454.8 billion pesos, so the government got more money than it spent. That's why there's extra money, a surplus. Now, many people are wondering, what does this mean for regular folks like us? A big reason for this was because many people paid their income taxes. The government got more tax money than it expected. Also, the government was careful with its spending. It spent 8% less money compared to the same time last year. Paying less interest on loans also helped get this extra money. The government also gave less money to some government companies. For example, the National Irrigation Administration got less help. This extra money in April 2025 is 57.51% more than the extra money in April 2024. Last year, the extra money was 42.7 billion pesos. This increase is a big deal for our country's money situation. It looks like the government is doing a better job managing its money. The coming months will tell us more. But for now, this is good news. People listened very carefully to what he said. This news gives a little bit of hope to many people. It's a good sign for our country's money. Yes, this 67.3 billion peso extra money is good news. But we need to look at the bigger picture. The government plans to spend 6.326 trillion pesos in 2025. President Marcos approved this budget on December 30th, 2024, so 67.3 billion pesos is just a small piece of a much bigger plan. We need to understand how small it really is compared to everything else. Is it enough to really change things in a big way? And let's not forget how much money our country owes, folks. The Philippines owes 16.09 trillion pesos. Having extra money in a month, like in April, is good. It gives us a short break, a little bit of relief. However, it barely makes a small mark on that huge debt. The government has a long way to go to really lower this big debt. We need to be honest about this. Things look even more complicated when we look at the numbers from the start of the year until now. The total money the government was short from January to April 2025 is worrying. It jumped up to 411.5 billion pesos. That's 78.98% more than the 229.9 billion pesos it was short during the same time in 2024. So the extra money in April is a bit of sunshine, but it happened while the overall shortage of money is getting bigger. This reminds us that there are still big problems to solve. From January to April 2025, the government actually spent more money. It went up by 13.57% in total to help the economy and pay for important government projects. So the extra money in April shows the government was careful with spending just for that 1 month. The hard part is to keep being careful with money. Can they keep this up, or was it just a one-time thing? Gap 2S. Even as we're happy about this extra money, there are still money problems around. Prices going up or inflation is a big worry for every family. They think prices will go up between 3.2% and 3.6% in 2025. This means things we buy will keep getting more expensive. We have to think about this extra money with these rising prices in mind. Will the good things from this extra money disappear because prices are going up? This is a question on many people's minds. Another money problem is our Philippine peso. Some say it might get weaker, maybe even 58 pesos for $1. If the peso is weaker, things we buy from other countries, like oil, become more expensive. It also makes it more expensive to pay back money we owe to other countries. This makes things harder for the government's money. The extra money is good, but these problems from outside can quickly change things. We need to be ready for these problems. The extra money the Philippines got from trading with other countries actually went down in 2024. It was $609 million. When this extra money goes down, it shows we might have some weak spots. It shows we really need our country's money situation to stay steady. We can't just relax and think everything is okay. How money works around the world changes a lot and can be surprising for countries like ours. This extra money in April was a surprise win. However, it came when there are many big money problems, so it's super important to use it wisely. So, where should this 67.3 billion pesos of extra money be spent? That's what everyone is asking. People have lots of ideas and hopes. Some general ideas usually come up first. People want to see better schools, better hospitals, and better help for when they're sick. And of course, projects to build things we really need, like roads and bridges. These are the first things many Filipinos think about. They see this extra money as a chance to fix these old problems. Schooling for kids is super important for many families. The total money set aside for education in 2025 is 1.053 trillion pesos. From that, the Department of Education, DepEd, gets 793.2 billion pesos. Can this extra money help even more? Perhaps for more classrooms, better books, or more pay for our hardworking teachers? Helping our young people is like building a better future. Taking care of people's health is another very important thing, folks. The money for health in 2025 is 321.8 billion pesos. This extra money could be a big help, filling in what's missing. Perhaps it can pay for more public hospitals or make medicines cheaper for poor people. The health of our country is most important. Besides schools and health, there's building things. The money for building projects is 1.034 trillion pesos, but we need so much. From fixing roads damaged by floods to building new bridges to faraway places. There's also talk of making our military better and helping our farmers. The choices are many and they are hard to make. The country is waiting and watching. A moral guide, Cardinal Tagle's call for good leadership. When big decisions are being made, a voice of what's right can help guide us. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle spoke not long ago. He gave a strong speech on May 9th, 2025, at the old San Fernando de Dilao Church in Manila. What he said was very important and touched the hearts of many Filipinos, especially now that the country is talking about this surprise extra money. Cardinal Tagle asked from his heart for everyone in the country to come together. This message is really important right now, folks. Our country often has disagreements. Differences in politics can sometimes make it hard to see clearly. The Cardinal reminded us that we are all Filipinos together. He asked us to work together for what is good for everyone. His call for everyone to unite gives us a good way to think about how this extra money should be talked about and used for all. A very important part of what he said was about what's most important. Cardinal Tagle said we should put the poor people first. He asked leaders to take care of those who are often forgotten or left out. This extra money, he seemed to say, is a chance from God to help those who are having a hard time. Also, the Cardinal asked for the government to be open and honest. He said decisions must be made thinking about the people first. This call for honesty and for leaders to be responsible is very important. The people deserve to get the good from what is truly theirs. Politics and power elections and changes. This talk about the extra money isn't happening all by itself. It's happening in the middle of a complicated political situation. We just had the 2025 midterm elections. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is dealing with the challenges after these elections. Things in politics are changing a lot, to say it simply. These changes will surely affect how this 67.3 billion pesos is divided up. Politics is always a part of these kinds of things. Following the midterm elections, some things changed. President Marcos asked for a new setup of his main helpers' cabinet on May 22, 2025. This happened after the Alianza political group won 6 seats in the Senate. Changes like these often mean new plans or different ways of leading. These changes among powerful people are important. They change how things are discussed and what happens in the end. How to use the extra money will probably be a big topic for these politicians. Adding to politics even more tense is what's happening with Sara Duterte. People say the vice president might have a special trial impeachment in July 2025. She's also been having big meetings, rallies in Davao. These things cause a stir in politics. They make people feel unsure about what will happen. Big political dramas like these can take attention away from important money decisions, like how to use this extra money, or they can be used to make deals. The nation waits and watches what the people say, wanting honesty and real action. All of us Filipinos, 110 million of us, are watching, and people are talking about this 67.3 billion pesos of extra money. There's a lot of discussion happening all over the country, from coffee shops to online. Everyone has an idea about how this money should be used. Most people are asking for it to be used wisely, used in a way that really helps ordinary Filipinos. This isn't just about money, it's about trusting the government. So what exactly do people want? Many want to see real improvements they can feel. They want better schools for their kids. They really want healthcare that's easy to get and not too expensive. Some people also talk about the huge amount of money the country owes. They say maybe use some of the extra money to pay off some of that debt. Even paying a little bit is a good step. These are real worries that show what life is like for people every day. To understand these feelings, we listen to what people on the streets are saying. Talking to people in Makati and Tondo shows different ideas. In Makati, where many businesses are, some talk about smart ways to use the money to help the economy grow more. In simpler places like Tondo, people need basic things: enough food, better homes, and jobs nearby. These voices from all different kinds of people must be heard. They show what the country really feels. Looking outside, the surplus and our neighbors and the world. This extra budget money also means something for places outside our country. It can change how our neighbor countries and the whole world see the Philippines. Our country is active in ASEAN, the group of Southeast Asian nations. President Marcos went to the ASEAN meeting in Vientiane in 2024. There he spoke up for important things like safety in our seas. A country that shows it's good with money often has a stronger voice in these talks with other countries. Having extra money in the budget sends a good message. It shows the government is handling its money well. This can make people who want to invest here feel more sure. In the big world of money, what others think of you is important. Extra money helps people think better of us. This can be good for how our country deals with other countries about money matters. We also see important friends from other countries here. Leaders and helpers from the United States and Japan often visit Manila. These are very important friends for the Philippines. Having strong friendships with other countries is very important for our safety and for our economy to grow. A country that shows it manages its money well is a partner others can trust more. How well we manage our money here at home can really affect these important friendships. We are part of a big world where everyone is connected. A little hope, or just passing by, the extra money and our future. What does this 67.3 billion pesos mean for our future? It's a chance to address our country's needs: schools, healthcare and infrastructure. But this was just for April 2025. We must be careful with money long term. One good month doesn't fix everything. The real test is how this money is used. Will it help everyone or be wasted? The future depends on these choices. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.